Okay, today in the operating room, we were talking about superstitions that we have. And I know as like a healthcare provider that I've been in healthcare, for over 15 years, there's like certain things that we believe in. I'm not going to say that these are my beliefs, but here are some of the superstitions that we have. She is beauty, she is grace. Starting out with the classic full moon. Again, I'm not saying these are my beliefs. These are just things that lots of people believe in within the hospital. And yeah. Alright, I'm an evidence-based practice gal and I love science, but I will tell you what, when there's a full moon, that is no joke. The stuff that happens when it's a full moon, it is literally real. Okay, maybe it's not, maybe it's all in our head. But it is crazy. We will get like 100 traumas or something won't go right and none of the equipment will work appropriately at first or things like that. And we're like, oh my god, is it a full moon? And it'll be a full moon. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, another one people were bringing up was that if they had a patient who mentioned that they saw in their dreams the night before surgery or anything like that, like loved ones or past relatives, then without a doubt, either something didn't go right during the surgery or the patient didn't make it. There's also things like when I was in the ICU, there would be family members that, I don't know if this is really a superstition, but like if a family member passed away, we had to open up the window. And back in some of the older hospitals that I worked in, we could open the windows, and now the windows don't open. So it was like the spirit had to be able to leave the room. Another one that I find myself doing is when I take a patient back for surgery and they're saying bye to their family members, I never say, okay, say goodbye. I usually say something like, all right, do you want to have like, see you later, see you soon, stuff like that. Probably, I don't know if I refer to that as a superstition that I have myself, but I definitely don't encourage or say things like, all right, say goodbye. Also, in some of the facilities that I've worked in, we don't have an operating room numbered 13 or like a PACU room numbered 13. I've definitely worked in places that do have 13, like the OR number 13, but 9 times out of 10, there's not one. God, work did a number on me today. I took a shower, but like, what the heck? Another one is you never say the word quiet. Never say the Q word. Never, ever, ever. So if it's like a slow day or you're not getting a bunch of traumas in or there's no crazy C-sections or stat cases and someone's like, oh, it's such a quiet day. We all look at them and we're like, we're going to punch you in the face now. Basically, just not to say it. And that goes for saying the word like boring as well. You don't say boring. Boring is good in medicine. Boring means everything's going smoothly. Here's another one. So if you're in the operating room or you're in a case and there's just like moment where you're like, I might need another IV because something about like you don't trust the IV that you do have. I know that may not make sense, but it's like, or it's like, oh, something, you have this instinct that like maybe something's about to happen. You better put that second IV in or put in the A line or call to, get the equipment to do a central line. Because it's like, if you don't, then without fail, something bad happens. So don't, basically as the healthcare provider yourself, you can't ignore those random instincts or thoughts that come into your head because it's like they're there for a reason. It's probably not a superstition, but you get what I'm saying. Another thing that we find strange in medicine is, someone who maybe like chronically smokes or has, those are the ones that don't get the lung cancer or whatever. It's interesting to see like the people that you think would have the weakest, immune system or ability to, recover are the ones that make it through. Another one that I see, not so much in the surgery world anymore because it's not really what I'm exposed to, taking patients back, but in the ICU, I definitely saw this. It was crazy how many family members would wait to die until their loved ones got there. I mean, these would be fully intubated, sedated, completely under, and have no conscious reason to know that their family members have finally gotten there. And it's like they hold on until they do. Kind of like the same thing with like if the family doesn't give the patient permission to let go. Like I see that impact things. I remember remembering that very vividly in the ICU, how much that impacted if like patients were letting their patients know it was okay. And I saw this more in the ICU than in the surgery world, because obviously there's more means for me to keep someone, alive during surgery than a patient trying to do, things on their own in the ICU. But if patients claimed they felt like they were going to die, it was real. Within like 24 hours or something like that. It was insane. You could Yeah. There's also things like we say, like codes or bad things come in the number 3. Like if there's one thing, like it's not just going to be one. It's going to be like at least 3 things are going to happen. Okay, comment some of your other, like if your other superstitions, whether it's healthcare related or not.